A super common thing that I see in Amazon ad accounts is that they're just really messy. A lot of sellers have a hard time structuring them, and a lot of sellers have a hard time even optimizing just because the aspect that they are so messy, they don't know what's going on. So I thought it would be a good idea to show you how it is that we actually structure every single ad account from the top all the way to the bottom, and how this will help you with things such as bulk file operations. My name is Noah Wickham. I'm VP of Sales and Marketing here at My Amazon Guy. And I thought it would be a good chance to dig in and show you how you should have your ad account set up here. So without further ado, we have this ad account. And the very first thing I want to go over is portfolios. So what is a portfolio? Well, essentially a portfolio is just a structure for having a ton of different campaigns in one place. So rather than just looking on individual campaign level, you likely are creating more than one campaign per ASIN. So you can see here, we have 16 in total different portfolios. This essentially allows you to look through and see how you're doing from a spend perspective, from an orders perspective, sales perspective, ROAS, everything you would from a campaign level, but with multiple campaigns all at the same time. Now, the reason that portfolios are really important is that, as you can see here, we actually have these based off of specific types of products rather than just one product in particular with all of them. And so this is a common thing that I'm going to show people how to do, where essentially you want to create a portfolio. You can name it anything you want, right? And this allows you, like it says here, by business line, product categories, or season. So if you have products that are seasonality type products, you can have a spring, summer, fall, and winter portfolio. Or in this case, what we did is we just structured based on the type of product rather than a specific ASIN. So once you get past all of this, a really nice thing that you can actually do with this is that you can then actually filter by the portfolio itself. So you can see within here that we have all of the different campaigns that we are targeting for this specific type of product. And this allows us to basically just optimize only for this type of product when we're looking at the different campaigns. The really nice part about portfolios as well, and why I encourage them so much, is this aspect that you can be looking at a lot of different things on your ad account. You can be looking at a campaign level for your ACoS. You can be looking at specifically a keyword level for your ACoS, a product level, but portfolios in general allow you to basically just take all that information and see how am I doing on a product line by product line basis versus just saying, hey, how is this very specific campaign doing? Now, the downside, of course, when you're looking at this is that you're not super granular with a portfolio. You have a lot of different campaigns in there. As you can see with this portfolio that I was showing off here, we actually have 13 different campaigns in this one portfolio. So we then would need to look and see about optimizing based off of all of those campaigns. Now, once you get past the portfolio to campaign level, the next up on that list is going to be how you should actually structure your campaigns in of themselves. And one of the major things that I have always encouraged people to do is this aspect of one ad group per campaign. Now, you can have multiple different ad groups in every single campaign, but very similarly to portfolios at the end of the day, the idea behind a portfolio is a lot of campaigns in one area. I like having just one ad group per campaign because you then are just optimizing specifically for that ad group. So you can see here, we just have one ASIN, one ad group within this campaign in general. One thing I would want to note as well is you'll actually see with all of our campaigns, we're very clear in identifying what the campaign is. So you can see that this one is a sponsor product ASIN self-targeting campaign for the specific product that we are doing. Then we get into the ad group, and all it is the specific ASIN that we are doing within that ad group. So one ad group per one campaign is what I see as the easiest way to actually control everything. So we'll click into this ad group here. And then once we're in the ad group, what I typically am going to show from an ads and a targeting perspective. For targeting in particular, you'll actually see here, we only have one target here. Now, this isn't normal for every single campaign. This is just this one specifically. But what I am going to suggest is to do no more than essentially 5 targets per ad group. Now, the reason behind that is that you want to keep ad groups as concise as possible. So between 5 and 10 targets, typically 5 being the amount that you want to hit on at any given time. So 1 to 5 is great. 5 to 10 is okay. Anything above 10, you are going to have way too much. And this is partially due to how Amazon's algorithm works with advertising. You are always going to see after the 10 marker that typically only 2 to 3 of the targets within a ad group are taking the majority of your budget, are doing the majority of your sales, getting the majority of the clicks. This is just how Amazon's algorithm works when it comes to different campaigns, different ad groups, because essentially Amazon is going to always keep showing the ones that have the highest results. So if you have ones that have the highest results, Amazon's not going to be as inclined to show the rest of those targets. And so, very common thing that we will do is essentially set up a campaign or an ad group that has between 5 and 10 targets. Then, after about a week or two, you'll start to see which of those targets are going to be essentially your hero targets within that ad group. You can then remove the remainder of the targets, keep the campaign down to just that 1 or 2 targets that are doing really, really well, put the other ones into a new ad group and a new campaign of themselves. This allows you to continue structuring each campaign and have each campaign utilizing only its most effective targets at the end of the day. So going back into this as well, a big aspect for all of these campaigns, so going from the portfolio to the campaign level to the ad group level, right? When you're doing all of this, this allows you to get really granular with every single optimization and every single change that you are actually making. So if you want to make a total budget category, so if you have a specific product type that you only want to spend, let's say $1,000 or allocate $1,000, you can do that. You can actually set a budget level on the portfolio for specific product types. Same thing for campaigns. You can then have specific budgeting restraints for every single one of the campaigns. And then further down into the actual ad group, you can then have bid adjustments for every single one of those ad groups. And so this allows you to get really, really granular and down to a very simplistic level whenever you are trying to do any optimizations. The even better part about all of this is once we get into the idea of bulk operations and bulk files. So over here, you can actually see that we have essentially a bulk file, and you'll see that this is now split up between the portfolios that we had. We then go into our sponsored product campaigns, so we can see how the individual performance of every single one of those is doing, while at the same time having all of them within a specific portfolio. We then get our sponsored brand. You get to dig down into this granularity where even on our campaign level, we're starting to see essentially the exact bidding, the exact ad groups, and we're not getting lost at any point in time in what a specific campaign is doing, what is performing on a specific campaign. If you only have 5 different targets within any campaign or any specific ad group, then doing something like a bulk file, bulk operations for your optimization becomes exceptionally simple because you're only actually looking at 5 different things for any one campaign at any given time. So if you do not currently utilize portfolios, if you have multiple ad groups in your campaigns, if you have more than 10 different targets under one ad group inside your campaigns at any given time, then I would highly suggest that you take a look at each of these and try and structure them. This is also a great opportunity if you aren't accustomed to bulk files as well to actually go into your bulk files. It's exceptionally simple to essentially assign out each type of portfolio if you want to at any given time, because they have a section here for your actual portfolio ID. So you can see we actually do have quite a few campaigns here that we don't currently have inside a portfolio. If we wanted to at some point in time, we definitely could add into certain portfolios with inside this. So next time you're actually going to do some optimization, if you go in and you're like, I'm so confused, I don't know where to start, I would really start with looking at how you structure everything together to make it as simplistic as possible when you're doing your optimizations on Amazon.